Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss the first unit of the subject Research and Statistics. In the upcoming videos, we will be discussing the other units in various parts. So without any further delay, let's get started. First, let's understand the syllabus and its content. This subject is divided into 3 units and each unit has 5 subtopics. So this is the content of today's video. There are 5 subtopics in the Introduction to Research. So what is scientific method? Before understanding, let's see what is research. Research is a search for knowledge. That means it's a process of exploring and understanding something to learn new things or understanding it better. It provides knowledge for solution of problems in different fields. It's like asking questions and finding answers through careful observation, reading or experimenting. Scientific research is a special type of research where scientists or the researcher use a structured method to study the world around us. They make observation, ask questions, form ideas, and they test the idea through experiment and analyze the result to find the reliable answers. It's about discovering facts and truth based on evidence. You can pause this video and read the important key points, which is easy and simple to understand, and we can even memorize it. So one famous definition by Versma, according to him, the scientific method is usually described as series of steps beginning with the identification of some problem and proceeding to the final step of drawing conclusion. In short, it's like following a step-by-step plan to solve a problem. You start with identifying a problem, then carefully studying about it, and we end it by making some conclusion based on what we find. Alright, the next paragraph. Scientific research is a systematic, controlled, empirical and critical investigation of the problem. This is by unknown author, so I couldn't find, but this is an important definition. This states that scientific research means studying something in an organized and careful way. That is a systematic. And control means not random, so in a controlled environment. And empirical is based on real evidences, and critically investigation means it involves questioning and testing ideas to get trustworthy answers. So now let's understand this scientific research with one example. So first, our problem. So you notice that your plants are not growing well. So you think about the question, does the amount of water affect plant growth? So we make the hypothesis, plants grow better when they are watered every day. So this is what we assume the solution could be. Next, experiment time. So you set 3 plants, plant 1, plant 2 and plant 3. Plant 1 gets water every day, plant 2 gets water every 3 days and the plant 3 doesn't get water at all. So next is observation. So you check the plants daily to see how they grow, and our conclusion is after 2 weeks you see that the plant A is growing well, plant B is okay and plant C is dying. So here you can conclude that watering plants daily helps them grow best. So this process is scientific research where it's organized based on evidence, that means what happened to the plants, and the test and idea, that means we test the idea, the hypothesis we made. Alright. Here is a visual representation for the step of scientific method. You can save it, pause it, have a look. So it has 6 steps. So now for easy remembering, let's take each letter from the each step's initial words, like I took I, U, F, T, D, V. I is for identification, U for understanding, F for formulation, T for testing, D for deriving, V for verification. So now let's make a funny sentence with these letters so that we can remember about these steps. So I made I am under fig tree on the day of Valentine. So this one you can save. Now let's see next. Characteristics of scientific method. It has 5 characteristics. The first one is objectivity, second one is predictability, next is empirical, and the fourth one is systematic and verifiable. So let's understand each of these characteristics with examples. Objectivity. For example, a scientist measuring the boiling point of water, ensuring the result is based on facts, not personal opinion. So it's a objectivity based. Predictability, knowing how plants grow with sunlight, we can predict they won't thrive in complete darkness. So it is a prediction. Empirical, it's based on real based observation. So a doctor tests a new medicine on patients and observes their recovery to prove its effectiveness. So it's a empirical. Systematic, an engineer designs, tests and documents every steps while creating a new machine to ensure accuracy. So it's a systematic process. Designing, testing, documenting, this all are the systematic. Now verifiable, another researcher repeating the same experiment get the same result, confirming the findings are reliable. That means if we have done a research and some other person do the same research, the person should also get the same results as us. So there are some other characteristics. First one is research is always directed towards the solution of a problem. The next is research emphasizes the development of theories, principles and generalization. And a well-designed research should be SMART. S-M-A-R-T. S specific, M measurable, A attainable, R realistic, T for timely. For easy memorization, I have mentioned a word which is POS-V. P for predictability, O for objectivity, S for systematic, E for empirical and V is for verifiable. So it's assumed that we are clicking our picture with victory symbol with our fingers. So now let's go to the next subpoint 1.2, that is concept and definition of research. The word research means searching again and to search for something new or to modify it. Modify the existing one. So research is defined as the creation of new knowledge and or to use the existing knowledge in a new and creative way so as to generate new concepts, methodologies and understanding. Research means finding out more about something by asking questions, studying or experimenting. It's like being curious about a topic or problem and working to discover answers or solution in a careful, organized way. Just like the example, if you want to know why plants grow better in sunlight, you would do research to learn more about it. The next slide is about definition of research. According to Young, research is the systematic method of discovering new facts or verifying the old facts, their sequences, interrelationships, causal explanation and the natural law which govern him. Next, according to Best and Can, research may be defined as the systematic and objective analysis and recording of control observation that may lead to the development of generalization, principles or theories, resulting in prediction and possibly ultimate control of events. In simple terms, according to Young, he said that research is a step-by-step process to find new information or confirm what we already know. It's look at how things are connected, why they happen and the natural roots behind them. And according to Best and Can, in simple words, it means research is a careful and unbiased system, a study of facts and observations. It helps to create general rules or ideas which can predict events and even help us control them in the future. Another important point, steps of research process. So it has 8 steps for a research process, starting from identification or identifying a problem. Next is evaluation of literature. Next, creating hypothesis. 4, research design. 5th is description of population. Next is data collection. 7, data analyzation. 8, report writing, and the last is references. Now let's understand this in a short simple example. To avoid making this video too lengthy, I will explain it as fast and clear as possible. Alright, the first one, this is the first step. So let's assume you notice students in your school are tired in the morning and you wonder, does sleep affect students' performance? So the next step will be you find articles and studies showing how sleep affect concentration and grades. So the next third step, so we make hypothesis that students who sleep 8 hours a night perform better in school. So this is a guess about the answer to our questions. The fourth one, so we here have conducted a quiz to survey students about their sleep habits and test their performance. So here we have planned how to test the hypothesis, including the methods and tools. Next, identifying the group of people you will study. Let's assume you choose to study 50 high school students from different grades. And the sixth step, asking students how many hours they sleep and collect their quiz scores. So in this step, we gather information through surveys with the students and experiment. So we choose to do surveys and conduct a quiz. The next step is organizing and studying the data to find patterns and answers. So in this step, we'll compare quiz scores of students who sleep 8 hours with those who sleep less. Right? Next step, report writing. Here we will share a report showing students with more sleep scores higher and recommend better sleep habits. The last, we will gather all the references. Alright, next subpoint, application of scientific method in research. This is about how we will apply the scientific method for doing a research we want to do. So this includes 7 steps. So in short, it's the step of scientific method we are applying for doing a research. So let's see each with an example. The first step, observation and questioning. So we observe that and we have one question. For example, why do plants grow better in sunlight? So this is our question. So the next step comes the research and data collection, like studying and reading how plants use sunlight for growth, and then collection of data through reading, surveys or experiment. Third, formulating a hypothesis. So making an educated guess or prediction about the outcome. For example, we make an assumption or take this hypothesis that plants that get more sunlight will grow taller. Fourth, designing and conducting an experiment, like plan a test to check your hypothesis. So we are checking our hypothesis. Control variable to ensure accurate results. So we need a control environment to ensure that they will get accurate results. Example, we grow 2 groups of plants, one in sunlight and one in shade, and measures their growth. Here we are testing our hypothesis and also controlling the variable. The variable is the sun and the shades. Fifth one is analyzing the data. Here we will examine the result of the experiment. So let's assume in the example we can find that the plants in sunlight grew taller than those in the shade. Alright. The sixth step is drawing conclusion. So we are here to decide whether your hypothesis was correct or not. If yes, explaining why the result occurred. So let's assume in our example the hypothesis was correct. Sunlight helps plants grow. So the next one is communicating the findings. So we will be sharing our result with others through reports, presentation or publications. In this, we can publish an article about the effect of sunlight on plant growth. Some common important key points to remember are keeping the process objective and free from bias, using empirical evidence, this is observation and experiment for conclusions, and making the study systematic and repeatable. That means it can be repeated and we get the same results. Alright, next heading 1.4, purpose of research. There are some main purposes of conducting a research. That means the purpose behind conducting a research. The first is exploration. That means when we conduct research to explore a concept. The next is explanation. It's when we conduct a research for explaining a topic or our question solution. Another important purpose is for description. It's when we want to add more information. Next is theory building, that is done for making a new theory. The last is fact checking and for pushing the boundaries. Alright, this is the important point, principles of research. So I made a word with the initial letters Grover's T, that is Grover's T. So G is for generalization, R for reliability, O for objectivity, V for validity, E for ethics, and one more R is for rigors, S for systematic, and the last T is for transparency. You can pause it and try to read the words and relate each letters with the principles so that you can memorize fast. The next subpoint 1.5, this is the last subpoint of this unit, research in education and special education. Educational research refers to the systematic collection and analysis of data related to the field of education. So now let's understand this. Educational research means careful studying and collection of information about education to understand it better and to improve it. This could include studying how students learn, what teachers work, the methods the teacher work best, and how schools can be more effective. So it's done in an organized way to find reliable answers and solutions. So in short, it's the organized study of education to understand and improve teaching learning schools. The next one is some characteristics of educational research. The first one is attempts to solve a problem. That means it focuses on solving a problems. The next improves gathering new data from primary or first-hand sources or using existing data for a new purpose. That means it uses new or existing data in a useful way. The third is demands accurate observation and description. That means it requires careful observation and description. The fourth one is emphasizes the development of generalization, principles or theories that will help in understanding prediction and or control. That means it develops ideas or principles to understand and improve education. And the last one is it's based upon observable experiences or empirical evidence. That means it relies on the real world evidences. The next, let's see some approaches of educational research. The first is applied and the next is basic. So let's understand the basic research approach. This focuses on discovering new ideas or theories to understand education better. For example, studying how students' brain process the information during learning. And the next is applied research approach. This focuses on solving specific problems in education and improving the practices. For example, testing whether using visuals in teaching improves math score in a classroom. So the difference between these two are basic research focuses on understanding theories or principles without immediate practical use. That means it's about discovering knowledge for its own sake. Whereas applied research focuses on solving specific problems and improving real life practices. So it's more practical and goal oriented. So let's see the next one. Importance of research in education. Why there is a need for research in educations? Because this improve or help in the following points. Informed decision making. This helps in educators and policymakers to make smart choices based on data. The next is improved in students' outcome. Third, evidence-based practice. Fourth, teachers' professional development. And four, education policy and reform. Six, accountability and education Next is advancing knowledge. So you can pause and read all the explanations. It's a very easy one. Now let's see role of research in improving special education. The first is evidence-based practices. That means it helps to identify and validate teachers' strategies that are effective for students. Next is policy and accountability. Next is professional development. These 3 points are important, so you can remember with the word PEP. P is for policy, next E is for evidence, and then last P is for professional development. The other 3 points are for improving assessment tools, teachers training and support. The last one is focusing and improving in diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. This is the role of research that have in improving special educations. Now let's see some of the challenges while conducting research in special education. There are 9 most popular challenges. The first is ethical issues, second communication challenges, the third is for generalization, fourth is logical challenges, fifth operational challenges, next of lack of training, insufficient strategies, next is inadequate resources, and the last one is systematic issues. You can pause and remember all this, or you can see in the word logicize to memorize these challenges fast. Logicize, L2 means it has two L starting words, so it's logicize. So you can pause and try to memorize it. I hope I have added some valuable information for examination purpose. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can comment down your feedback. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.